I just rolled the dice and went to court against the government, won, many times. Winning is not winning against the government, by the way.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you never thought of, like, where does that come from? That entrepreneurial, like more money, more problems. Lots of people sued you. You were being pursued by the government. You always had the wherewithal in yourself to say, like, I know, you know what I mean? A lot of people would crumble and go in the corner and eat their, go to sleep and walk away. You never,
because they're fucking pussies. Because they're fucking pussies. And you know what? I always knew, look, if my moral compass, if I'm fighting for what's right, if I'm right, then I'm not going to back down because I'm right. And obviously, every jury, every judge, everything, I was right. Obviously, it cost me, $200 million in legal fees, probably, if you add it all up. But I was right.
So when
I changed the law forever.
You changed the law forever. So like, then when you, like Hugh Hefner, you became well-known, like your celebrity started rising. Like, talk to me about that. Like when you started hanging out with, all these famous people, like what was it like? You were the guy that was behind all this sex that they enjoyed. Like, how did that all happen? You have lots of famous friends.
Yeah. I mean, look, I have a great personality. I have great taste. I'm well educated.
You're fun to go out with that night.
I'm highly intelligent. I mean, look, one of my best friends for 11 years, my neighbor is Elon Musk. He didn't I bought the first Tesla ever, the first Tesla before he started the company for $100,000 in cash, and he delivered it to me. So from Elon Musk directly. So people weren't hanging out with me because but I mean, he who controls the harem has a lot of access. And the minute that I controlled the harem and all of it, and girls gravitated, guys gravitated, Hollywood gravitated, everybody loves sex, David. It's like, as much as people want to say, oh my God, sex, like, look, you wouldn't be here, I wouldn't be here if our parents didn't have sex. That's the bottom line. Like, sex is, everybody's having sex all the time. And it's like, for us to say that that's taboo, it's like, it's so ridiculous. And I fought for that fundamental right for people to just have like less of a stigma, because the United States, look, I grew up with a European mom. My mom's not from the United States. My mom's from Austria, from Vienna, right? So I was always used to nudity and going over to Europe, and like, as a little kid, everybody's naked, not topless on the beach and all this other stuff. And in the United States, and after, in those days, it was after 8 or 9 p.m. on TV, you're watching hardcore pornography in most European countries, right? It's just not the same sort of stigma. No. So I was used to it. And you look at the sexually repressed, I mean, look, that's why it took so long for gay rights. That's why I knew I was right with that 20 years ago. And that's why I marched in Washington and argued for gay rights and fought and fought and fought and fought, because I was right. And we won. I fought, and I will fight for what's right for everybody. And sexual freedom is so important for everyone, but people don't need to grow up thinking that sex is wrong, and with all these stigmas and with all these, it's like, it's gotten, there's too much negativity. It's too much negativity towards sex, and sex is beautiful and it's fun and it feels good and it makes babies, and like, it's awesome, right? Do you like having sex?
Listen, well, I was just going to say, I mean, are you shocked that you have such a gay like following or not? Because the gays traditionally have been more liberal.
I love my gays. Yeah. Oh my God. I love my gays. I'm a gay on paper. I always thought,
I mean, the gays just have
she's like, checks boxes, people put columns, gay or straight, and then they're like, I mean, other than the sex part, every check, I love musicals. I dress well. I love, I would, it's like the things I would rather do. I would rather go to a musical than a sporting event. So what does that tell you? Gay on paper.
Gay on paper. Now let's talk about some of your celebrity friends. So I just want to start with, well,
Apple
I mean, listen, you could drink whatever you want, but I know that you are very close to, like, she's been on this show twice, Melissa Rivers, and like you were close to Joan. When I think of you, I wouldn't think Melissa Rivers would be one of your close friends. Like, how did that come about?
Why? Forever.
I don't know. I just wouldn't think it.
What? And Joan, you wouldn't think Joan and I are like each other.
Well,
Joan's irreverent.
I've seen you with Joan. It's hilarious.
Yeah. I love her. I mean, loved her.
What was it like with hanging out with Joan? I mean, she's amazing, right?
Yeah. Just like 100 times me. I love it. And like could whip it out at like 1 a.m, hanging out in the kitchen, hanging out in her kitchen. It's like those moments, with Joan. Not just doing the entertainment stuff and doing the show. It's like really hanging out in your kitchen.
Like real
having a midnight snack in your pajamas with Joan and she'll say what's on her mind. It's like Howard Stern or me, and I have to be a little more controlled because, it's different. She's a woman. She was a woman. She is a woman and she'll always be a woman, but, and he's Howard Stern. So it's almost like they have licenses to say whatever they want. And I guess Dave Chappelle now has the non-cancelable license. I need one of those non-cancel card. So
what do you think? What do you think about the whole cancel culture? I mean, it's gotten out of control, I feel.
Out of control. They're a bunch of wankers. Look, in the cancel culture, here's where it ends. It ends the same way everything else ends. They go after celebrities first. And then the minute it hits Joe Schmo down in Iowa, it's over. Then it stops. And things move very quickly now, but it's ridiculous. You need a statute of limitations because, look, number one, my favorite, you watch The Handmaid's Tale?
Believe it or not, I've not watched that. See, I'm like a bad gay in a lot of ways. I know.
Wow, you are a bad gay.
I am a bad gay.
You need to go to conversion therapy to be more gay.
I've never.
We're gonna go to we're gonna set up reverse conversion therapy for you.
And listen,
because
I don't even like musicals. Really, they're okay.
What?
They're not great. But I mean, listen, I also love Madonna and Cher. So like, I have the Madonna card and I have the Cher card. So there's two things right there. And I watch a lot of The Housewives. So like, I'm like down the middle.
And the sex with men thing. That'll do it.
The sex with men thing puts me over. Yes.
That's the top check. It's okay.
That's the top check. That's
and you're good looking and you dress great. So there you go.
And this is like on a Friday night when I'm exhausted. So when I come to visit you at Casa Aramara, I'll look better. But your house became a thing. Like that's the thing. You talk about Hugh and the Playboy Mansion. You have Casa Aramara. I mean, there's as much written about your house as there is you. So I'm glad that it's rebuilt. I mean, everyone has stayed there. Everyone. Like, when did that start becoming a thing? Like with Hollywood, like Eva Longoria, like Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox. Like, when did all these Hollywood elites start discovering your house and renting it out and wanting to stay there?
22 years ago when we opened.
Really?
22 years ago. I built that house when I built our Casa Aramara, that house. I say because I built 10 houses. But I built Casa Aramara when I was 26 years old, and I finished when I was 28. So, yeah. So that's